Oh, it didn't even give us a countdown, did it? Hey y'all, what's up, Brown Mama's family? I'm so excited to be live with y'all. It's been a minute since I've been live with y'all. I mean, it's literally been. Oh, I need to turn my phone off, I guess. Somebody call, spam callers. Y'all know how that is. It's been a minute since I've gone live with y'all, so I hope everybody is doing well. I know the weather in Pittsburgh is killing people right now. It's cold, it's freezing, it's snowing. Alyssa said she woke up to snow this morning. But hopefully this live will make you feel a little bit warm in the inside. That's what we're hoping, to give you some information to help you feel more a part of your community, to help you get excited about what's to come in Pittsburgh. So y'all know me. My name is Muffy Mendoza. I am the founder of Brown Mamas, and I want to introduce y'all to some. Well, they gonna introduce y'all themselves. They gonna introduce themselves. I'm just gonna pass the mic. So I'm passing the mic to my girl Alyssa, who is also on the community engagement team for the Pittsburgh Plan with me. Go ahead, Alyssa.
What's up, everybody? Yes, thank you so much, Muffy. I appreciate you. What's up, everybody? Super excited to be here with y'all to have this chat. My name is Alyssa Lyon. I'm a consultant, community engagement person on this team. You probably see me around Pittsburgh in the environmental justice world. So just hanging out, really excited to be here with Sharonda and Muffy. So I'm going to kick it over to Sharonda so she can introduce herself and we can get started.
Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Sharonda Watley. I am the Assistant Director of Strategic Planning here in the Department of City Planning for the City of Pittsburgh. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you all for the invite, and we can get right into it.
All right, so let's get into it. If y'all don't already know, if you're just now getting on the live, myself, Alyssa, and Sharonda are all on the team of people who are participating in the Pittsburgh Plan. So if you're not aware, Pittsburgh has not done a comprehensive plan since 1920, and it is time. And we are so excited to have an administration that is ready to put a plan together so that by 2050, hopefully, we can be the city that everybody wants us to be. So the first question that we want to ask, just to get it out of the way, is what actually is comprehensive planning? Since we have not done a plan since 1920, don't nobody know what that is. So Sharonda, tell us, what is comprehensive planning and why is this process so important?
That is a really great question. So maybe folks have heard of a business plan or a strategic plan for an organization. It's very similar in that we do a comprehensive plan that guides the growth and development for a city. So we look at things like the physical conditions as well as the social conditions of a city's people. And we all get together and we think about what we want the future to look like for the city and for its people. And so this is a really wonderful opportunity to really realign ourselves with what we want to see for the future of Pittsburgh. Muffy is exactly right in that we have not done this since 1920, 1919. And so it's well overdue. We want to be a city for the 21st century. We want to be a city that attracts and retains residents. And we want to be a city where people remain proud to call it home. And so in order to do that, we have to get together, all of us together, to figure out what that looks like for us.
That's awesome. It's so I imagine in 1920, 1919, what they imagined for themselves 100 years from now is different than what we imagine for ourselves 100 years from now. And then you also mentioned a lot of moving parts that you're necessary. They had to go out and get Muffy to be a part of this team. They had to come out and get me. And so I know that there are working groups. You're going to be asking residents in the region, in the city, throughout the city, to be a part of these working groups. So how will community working groups, youth working groups, and overall residential voice contribute to the planning process?
That's another really great question. So when the city did this 100 or so years ago, it was very specific to a particular group of people. And so it was not community-led and community-driven. And so that is our hope and our aim for this process. And so things like the community working group and the youth working group are our first efforts to really deeply embed community voice into the process, and also make sure that they are leading this process. So the community working group and the youth working group are applications that are currently live. And so I'm hoping that everybody has started to see them and started to circulate them amongst their networks. But these are groups that are made up of people that are from the city of Pittsburgh and who live here and work here, who study here, who have social connections here, who are deeply rooted and deeply embedded in the community fabric here in Pittsburgh. And so they will be a critical part of helping us to create recommendations as well as vet recommendations for the future of the city. And they will also be a critical part in that community engagement piece. And so it's really something different to hear information from a person like me versus your neighbor down the street or your pastor or your youth leader down the street. And so we want to make sure that we're having conversations that are accessible. And we want to make sure that people feel like this isn't some overwhelming process that they don't see themselves in. And so in order to do that, we want to make sure that we have the right group of people as part of the community working group and the youth working group.
Awesome.
Gotcha.
Great.
I'm really excited that we're going to have members of the community as well as youth. And if y'all have not seen those links, you can check the Brown Mamas Facebook page. I'll also be sending out an email with those links after this video so that you guys can rewatch the video, get all the information you need, and also have access to the links, the launch party, all that type of stuff. But specifically wanted to know from you, Sharonda, because I know that in the Brown Mamas community, we hear from residents all the time. They're always talking about the issues that they're having in the city. They're talking about the things that they're doing in the city, events and stuff like that. So I wanted to ask you specifically what type of information are community working group members going to be able to contribute? And if you're not a member of the community working group or any working group, how can you still contribute to the plan?
These are all really good questions, and I'm so glad that y'all are asking them. So I'll take the last one first. Not only are we having the community working groups as well as the youth working group, we are also doing something called the 90 to 1 campaign. And so this is where we want to hear from every neighborhood across the city. So Pittsburgh has 90 wonderful and amazing neighborhoods, and we want to hear stories from residents from each neighborhood. And so this is an opportunity to participate either through voice or video or photography, to share your stories and to share your memories of the Pittsburgh that you know. And then also to share, some of your hopes and dreams for the city. And so that's a really easy way to easily kind of get connected and be involved in this process. In terms of what the community working group and the youth working group will be able to contribute, so a lot of the organizing capacity that they may have, some of being able to share information within their own communities, with their own people and with their own families and different things like that. And then also they will be a group that we really look to start to help us to vet recommendations and any ideas that are coming out of the comprehensive plan process. And so with comprehensive planning, you may hear any number of ideas of what people might want for the city. And so being able to really get to a place where there's a shared understanding of what makes the most sense for us as a community will be really important. And so those community working group members and the youth and what they want to see in the next 20 years will be extremely valuable.
Sharonda, that's awesome, because when I hear you speak, I hear so many things fly around. So many themes are coming up for myself, like legacy. It sounds like you'll be talking about the identity of Pittsburgh, the legacy of Pittsburgh. What do we want to retain? What do we want to bring with us into 2050? And so I think it's a good segue into the next question of how will you have two, well, let me back up. You have two advocates on this phone. You have a Black maternal health and child advocate, and you have an environmental justice advocate on the line, right? We have two different passions. And so how will the comprehensive plan address critical issues such as maternal health or overall equity or environmental justice and sustainability or housing and other economic opportunities for Pittsburgh residents? How will those things show up in this plan? I mean, Pittsburgh has a number of critical identities. And so how do we address that?
Another really, really great question. So I have been in city planning for over 10 years. And so what's really extremely unique about what we are about to embark on is not that it's just a plan for physical development. It's a plan also for the growth and development of Pittsburgh's people. And so one of the things that we wanted to be true to are principles and ideas around equity and sustainability. And so, in order to make sure that we are staying true to that, we are doing our comprehensive plan through the lens of the just transition framework. And so, the just transition believes that no neighborhood or no one person should be left behind in the future of what they want to see for the city. And so, beyond the just transition, we are also looking at how all of these things interplay. And so you all know, and I'm sure many people on this live right now know that issues around maternal health, issues around equity, they're not one-sided or a singular issue, right? All of these things are multifaceted. All of these things relate to one another. And so we can't just take housing and only focus on housing. We have to look at land development. We have to look at economic opportunity. We have to look at what's driving youth and the different opportunities that they'll have in the future. And so beyond the just transition, we are looking at these things in an intersectional way. And I know that word can scare some people, but it really does mean to be very holistic in how we are addressing these things. A lot of the issues that people in Pittsburgh are faced with, they are not single issues. They are challenged with a combination of things. And so it would be poor of us to only look at things in a one-dimensional way. And so when we start to think about the future and we start to think about recommendations and policy goals, these have to be things that address many issues, right? Because all of these things are working together to create inequities for Pittsburghers.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think this is a great time for us to talk about the launch party, because this is an opportunity, like you said, to create a plan that is holistic, that is addressing issues from multiple perspectives, and that's really making sure that everybody in Pittsburgh feels included in this plan and feels like this actually is something we can accomplish by 2050. So it's time for us to gather and to come around. You know, Pittsburgh loves a festival, but it's January, so we can't do a festival, so we got to do a party. So Sharonda, tell us a little bit about this party that we're about to have. The plan, because we need all y'all to come out and participate. So act like it's a festival in the wintertime and come to our party. Tell us about it, Sharonda.
Yes, so we are hosting the public kickoff event for the comprehensive plan. It will be on January 30th at the Winter Garden. It will be from 5 to 8 p.m. And so we're really hosting it as a celebration, but also as a little bit of an open house. So you can kind of come see what we're talking about, see what meet other people on the consultant team, as well as folks from the city who are going to be working with you all through this particular process. And so it really is an opportunity to not only celebrate the city, but it is an opportunity to get connected and be informed.
All right. Well, if y'all have questions, y'all can put them in the comments. I will be making sure I'm paying attention to this video to answer your questions, and I'll tag Sharonda or Alyssa if we need, more assistance answering your questions. Sharonda, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
This was fun. Thank y'all. We appreciate it.
Yeah, so make sure that you guys go on over to the City of Pittsburgh Facebook page. They're posting all the links there too. So if you want to join the community working group, if you want to join the youth working group, I'll be putting the links in the comments, as well as the link to register for the launch party. I think it's just important for us to reiterate that this is a plan that needs to be created by all of us. So whether you just identify as a regular everyday resident, or you're the CEO of a company, or you work at the library, or you work at John Eagle, we need you to be a part of this process because it is a 2050 plan for all of us and not for some of us. So, Alyssa, any last words? Anything you want to leave people? We forgot to mention something. Wait a minute. These are all paid positions. So if you become a part of the community, thank you for reminding us in the comments. If you become a part of the community working group or the youth working group, you can make some money. And I know you're always excited. I'm always excited about money. I don't know about y'all. So, Alyssa and Sharonda, any last words before we get off this call?
Come to the launch party. Come to the launch party. Come to the launch party. Tell everybody about this comprehensive plan. We need to make sure that your voices are heard. That's why there are people who look like you, who represent you, who have your best interests in mind, who are pushing this plan forward. So show up and show out, and let's see what we can get from this. So thank you so much, Muffy. Thanks, Sharonda, again.
Thank
This
you.
fun. Let's do this again.
Oh, one last thing. Somebody asked in the question, how can we help? So if you're not in the working group, share these posts. That's number one. Share the video, and tell your friends about it. But also add your voice to the 90 to 1 campaign. We're going to be asking everybody a whole bunch of questions about how they're experiencing Pittsburgh. And we need to make sure that y'all answer the questions so that we can make sure that everybody's voice is represented in the plan. And so you're going to be hearing more about that in the weeks to come. Thank you for coming to the launch party. Boo Wright says she's coming to the launch party. I'm excited. Where can we find copy to share the word? Like I said, head on over to the City of Pittsburgh Facebook page. They're going to be posting all of the links. You can also go on the Brown Mamas Facebook page, and you can just copy it and paste it, and download the graphic to your phone and share it right on your timeline. I'm going to be putting some links in the comments. Just want to make sure we answer the comments before we get. I applied. Go ahead.
The cool thing about the 90 to 1 is you want to make sure your neighborhood is on the map.
Mm-hmm.
You guys love your neighborhoods, whether you're in Manchester or you're in Larmer, wherever you are, make sure your neighborhood is on the map by participating in that 90 to 1. And that's why we're getting really granular to talk to you, to walk through your neighborhoods, to get a glimpse of all of those things. And that's how we're going to get this cohesive Pittsburgh, by understanding each neighborhood. So make sure your neighborhood's on the map by participating in that 90 to 1. That's how you can help.
That's how you can help. Absolutely. All right, y'all. We're going to end it here. If you got any more questions, we'll be in the comments, and we'll answer your questions. All right, y'all. Have a great day.
Thanks, Muffy.
Peace.